Welcome to the Maryland SoccerPlex and today's Under-16 girls contest from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Today's game features the MRM Coyotes from Maryland and FC United Select from Illinois. The 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are brought to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. By Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. As we are underway here with MRM Coyotes from Maryland and FC United Select from Illinois. MRM stands for Maryland Rush Montgomery, and here in Montgomery County, you would imagine that this would be the largest contingent of supporters that would come out to a match, as MRM Coyotes are from right here in Montgomery County, the closest thing that there is to a host site here in these national championships. FC United Select, meanwhile, on the other side, well, they're the leaders in the group right now. A 5-0 victory yesterday, beating Carlsbad Elite, the Southern California representative. FC United scored 5 goals, 3 in the first half, and ran away with it early, scoring goals in the 12th, 25th, and 33rd minute, playing 40-minute halves here in the U16 level. FC United wearing the red kits, moving from right to left. The MRM Coyotes going from left to right, wearing the gray with blue trim. As that's played out, it'll go for a throw coming down to take it. Alexander Yasko, the defender. FC United, Region 2 champions, coming out of the Midwest bracket as they play across into the middle here, searching for Kelly Madej, but can't quite get to it. Madej had quite a day yesterday, scoring a couple of second-half goals. She scored the 4th and 5th goals for FC United as they pulled away with the 5-0 victory. As this one is rolled out, it will go for a goal kick. Coyotes keepers Naomi Gross and Kristen Derrick are both state ODP players. They'll more than likely mix and match those two at head coach Alex Gold's will. Here's the clear away being fought for and won by Blarina Sapi. As she comes down, sets it back, Shannon Powers. ODP midfielder plays it ahead. Madej out wide. It'll come down for Burns. Burns cutting towards the middle, but she's stopped there as Juliana Comer sends it away. It'll go out for a throw. Comer, state ODP player here in Maryland. As we come to you from the Maryland SoccerPlex, Field 11, the stadium field at the SoccerPlex. As this is played and bounced out of play, it'll go for a throw. Claire Saver gives it up as she comes to throw it in. Seaver is a verbal commit to play at Lehigh University in Philadelphia. This is knocked down and need ahead. Here comes Dana Reed. She gives it off. Now trying to spin through the middle, and doing so is Germana Watnick. She takes it through the middle but gets walled off there by a couple of defenders, and it rolls in on the keeper. Trying to funnel something through the middle that time as this boot is away. But possession retained by the Coyotes as they get to it first. Jonza. Wilson. De Silva plays it ahead. Gets it right back. And now looking for somewhere to move forward with it. She'll send it on. Jermino Watnick headed it through, but the defense able to get there first and escort it back to the keeper. Now here's Paige Bourne. Couple of hops and the foul was called as those two collided. Reuters hit with the foul and a free kick coming for FC United. Just underway here from the Maryland SoccerPlex. So glad you could join us. U16 Girls Group A action. We got a sample of both U16 boys groups this morning here on Field 11. And we'll get U16 Girls Group B a little later on. As this one's headed on out, it'll go for a corner. 4 U16 games played here during the day today, and then tonight at 7, WUSL match as the Washington Spirit host Portland. There's a good corner inserted in. The header is up, but can't turn it quite on target, can she? Once again, FC United wearing the red kits, moving from right to left. MRM Coyotes in the gray with the blue trim going left to right. This keeper Kristen Darrick sets it up, but it'll be taken by the center back. Playing with it along the back line. And there you just saw Emma Anderson imposing her will, but couldn't quite get to the ball. Served down the near side, giving it chase is Burns. She plays it into the middle, and that was escorted on through to the keeper. Got to be careful there. She jumped with her hands in the air, and that ball went right by her. Even an incidental handball like that in the box would cost you a penalty kick. Here come the Coyotes. Play to the middle. Now they'll come near side. Jonza. Towards the middle. Return to the corner. Cross is walled off nicely as Alexandra Yasko, the defender, got back and concedes the corner. First set piece opportunity upcoming for the Coyotes. Let's introduce you to them. They got to the National League championships by winning the National League Blue Division runner-up spot, which got them an opportunity. They were plus 10 goal differential, second best in the division, only behind the Blue Champions, Eclipse Elite. Eclipse Elite are in the B group. They'll be playing in a couple of hours as this cross is sent in over everybody's head and deflects on through. Nice job to keep that alive, but the possession goes over to FC United anyway. Now the defense tries to throw it upfield. That clipped off of Claire Seaver and bounces out for a throw. This one's taken as Julia Abbott tried to turn it upfield. She's cut off. Now a stab at it, whistle in the mouth, but they keep the play on. Referee says it's clean. Comes back to Yasko. Coming through the middle, Reuters. She plays it ahead on. Oh, the flag is up at the last second. Jermino Watnick was through, and that was about as close as you can get. Flag was a little bit delayed coming up. Jermina Watkin thought she was in. As you take a look at this again, and you see the foot there, and then you pan over and see she was behind when the ball got there. Of course, offside is determined when the ball was kicked, so tough to tell from that angle. But the flag was up. Obviously, you can tell it was close. There's a nice turn there. Now it comes back. Here's Bourne. She is robbed by Kristen Bissell. Excellent play defensively. She sends it ahead. Here comes Anderson. Turning. Left-footed send towards the corner. Couldn't find her target. Now spinning a turnover at midfield. Coyotes with it. Not many numbers. See how they can be creative here. They play it to the corner. What a perfectly weighted ball that was, just to give the teammate a chance. Excellent effort, but it's a bit out of the reach. The efforts earned the Coyotes a corner here. Coyotes were the 2012 U14 Girls National Champions, winning the Elma Ehlers Cup a couple of seasons ago. They were back here at the National Championships last year in Rock Hill, South Carolina, but could not advance from the group stage, so hoping for a little bit better of an outcome this year. As keeper Danielle Kaufman pulls that in. Reuters heads that up, fighting for possession, and she wins it. Back to Derrick it goes, and she'll play it long here to the near side. Janza makes one miss, gives it up to Reuters. Reuters sending it. This is going to be a close play. Jeremy Nowotnik is onside. Can she make anything of it here? As she's tripped up in the box, no foul, says the referee, and it's cleared away. Nice piece of defending to take that away from behind when Paula Germino-Watnick was really in a position to do some damage. Here she is again. She takes it down to the corner now. Try to send it into the box. Beautiful cross, but going up and playing it nicely was Danielle Kaufman. As we're going to take a look again at this play in the box, Germino-Watnick. An excellent piece of defending. Good no call by the referee there. Nice job by Shannon Powers to come back and take that away. All ball, and it needed to be. Reuters looking for Reed. She came back to it, but because she had to slow up, allowed the defense to catch up to her. She couldn't do much with it. So the way this group's shaking out right now, FC United, +4 goal differential. Remember, for scoring purposes, doesn't matter that they won 5-0. In the group stage, in terms of goal differential, you can't win by more than 4. It's just like when I'm on the golf course and I can't shoot more than a 6, thankfully. United Select playing it ahead now. There's Powers sending it, but that's walled off. Couple of headers, it finds its way to the far side. Germino-Watnick sending it through. Well-weighted ball, just a little bit too far towards the middle. Didn't allow for the teammate to come down and pick it up the way that she would have liked. Nice control down the far side. Now United reverses field. Nice little give and go to get some space. Turning with it is Yasko. Towards the middle. It's dropped back for Chrisman. Again to Yasko. Left-footed serve. Finds Burns. Maryland Regional Montgomery did play in the Region 1 championship, got to the final, but lost there, as this one's cut out in an important spot. Didn't matter, they were going to advance as a National League qualifier anyway. So when they took on Beadling SC Wolfpack, Pennsylvania West team, the Wolfpack knew win or lose they were coming. It was just whether or not it was as a champion or a runner-up. Beadling Wolfpack took a loss yesterday. Playing in Group B. They'll play in a couple hours. We have the other game. This one's taken away, and now a dangerous position. Coyotes doing a nice job of getting themselves into positions and forcing FC United to scramble, but they've done a pretty good job in both cases. As we've got a substitution, Lindsay Whitekind is going to come off. And she will come on to replace Dana Reed. Send it right out to Whitekind. She's sent back to it, and after a sliding effort, away with it comes FC United at Celia Free. She sends it to the middle for Burns. Burns walking through the defense, still with it, taking on 2-3 girls, and gets to the top of the 18 before finally being stopped. Here's Sapie. She takes it in as well. Has it deflected to the corner, fighting off Whitekind. And we'll see which way it'll go. It'll belong to FC United. Throw in, one hops into Burns. She heads it along for herself towards the middle, but that's blocked out. And she'll get called for the foul as she tried to interrupt the two. And then finally, the third Coyote comes over and takes the ball away from her. That's great work by our crew right there. Capturing the footwork of Burns in this U16 girls game. As she gets it back here. Sends it towards the middle, but it's cut out. As Julia Comer was able to intercept that pass and just send it away. Going for the clear. That attempt blocked off as well, as Anderson got a left foot on it. So the throw-ins continue from that far side. In play. Won the Illinois State Cup this year. And then they were able to dethrone two-time defending region champion Ambassadors FC 4-2 in overtime in the finals of Region 2 championship after going 3-0 in group play with a ridiculous 13 goals for, 1 goal against spread, or a plus 12 goal differential, if you will. Now the Coyotes trying to build something as they go wide and try to pitch it forward, but that's cut out. Here's Frey. She plays it deep. Coming on for it is Burns, and that'll force the goalkeeper Derrick out of her spot. She comes and grabs it. Maryland Montgomery is, of course, based here in Montgomery County, but they have players from several states, part of Rush Soccer Academy, as this one is passed forward. And look at this opportunity. Had a chance, did Emma Anderson, got the left foot on it, but all she could do was roll it in on the keeper, Danielle Kaufman, as Danielle was able to smother that rather easily. Now a nice pass to get it into space. Here comes Sapie. She was looking for Burns, who may have been offside anyway, so she'll just choose to let this one roll. And it goes all the way across the end line. Goal kick coming. And we've got the whistle here, and we are right around that 20-minute mark, so we're going to get our mandated water break for both sides. The clock will stop at the 20-minute mark. Give us a chance to check in and see if there is any action in the other girls' game. And as of right now, Carlsbad and Tennessee have not gotten underway just yet. So we'll keep you posted. No result has been recorded to this point. This water break gives us a chance to remind you that the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are brought to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer, and presenting sponsor of the National Championships, by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer, and by Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. We will be streaming each and every championship game and most of the semifinal games, so plenty of opportunities to see both the boys and girls try to live out the dream of hoisting a national championship trophy. These girls, a win today would do wonders to get them towards the semifinals, set for this Saturday at 10 a.m. Coyotes with 1 point after the draw yesterday. FC United with the 3 points following the victory. So depending on what happens here, the 3 points, if FC United were to win, could put them in a position to clinch perhaps the group, definitely a spot in the semifinals. If FC United were to get the win over the Coyotes here this afternoon and Tennessee and Carlsbad were to draw, that would put them 4 points ahead of everybody with 1 game to play and only 3 points are possible. So there is a chance mathematically they can clinch today, but first they've got to take care of business and try to beat the Coyotes, who with a win today would put themselves in the driver's seat to win the group and at least make the semifinals. We resume play here after the water break. Whitekin starts with it and sends it forward. The Coyotes on the move, wearing the gray kits from left to right. Jermino Watnick, who had a great opportunity earlier. She plays it wide. It comes back to the center as they get it to Comer. Comer's pass intercepted by Bourne. Falls to the foot, though, of Abbott. They wind it through. And it'll go through behind the net for a goal kick. We come to you live from Germantown, Maryland, here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship presented by the National Guard. A full day of U16 action here on Field 11, and it's been fun so far. 2 highly competitive games this morning in both Group A and B of the boys division. We've got Group A action in the girls right now. So far, no scores. This one's played in. That all could change right now as it's chipped to the top. Shot is blocked away, still with it. Another reaching attempt, and Anderson couldn't quite get enough on it. Anderson had Sever with her and a chance to possibly get her towards an empty net, but couldn't get the pass away. Timely defending. Now this one's run to the front. Dragged down was Abbott. No call. Back the other way. Now we go as this one is served on deeper by Burns. Out of her net, and a huge collision as Derrick comes out and absolutely takes charge. Still on the ground is FC United's Kelly Madej. And now the whistle stops play. There was no foul called on that. It looked like Derrick got more of Madej than she did of the ball. But Madej gets... Let's take a look at a couple of plays here first. We've got the scoring opportunity, as you see, trying to get that pass off to Severe, but it was blocked away, and then all she could do was get the weak shot on net. Good defending, and then here you go. Here's the collision that we just saw, and oh, my goodness. Derrick imposing her will as we've got a couple of substitutions on either side. Mackenzie McCall checks in. As let's take a look at this in slow motion. Just oh. Derek showing why she is an ODP goalie, putting her body on the line, coming charging out of her net to make sure that there was no chance for Madej to come in and try to score. Madej had a couple of goals late yesterday and probably had her eyes on striking first this afternoon. Derek had other ideas. Play to the near side. Here's Janza. Turning with it. Keeps it in play. Was hoping for Coletti, but it keeps on going. Now they try to get to Coletti again. That's cut out nicely by Yasko. Coletti gets it back. A little bit of a cross up there with Reuters. Now they send it through. Flag is up. Flag is up. Offside. The call on McCall, as she was through, but just a bit too early. And she'll get flagged back. Second time we've seen one very close like that. Played ahead, free. She sends it back. United trying to build with some passing, get some possession. Here's Chrisman. She gives to Yasko. And Yasko's forward attempt is blocked down. That stays in play. And now we've got a race to the corner. Winning it is Chrisman, and she'll just dump it across the touchline, surrender the throw. Good little play there by Coletti to keep it alive, and then she came charging down after it. As now Dramino Watnick keeps it in and bounces it off the defender for the corner. Wow, what a play. She was able to hold it just from going all the way over the touchline and then bounced it right off the defender and earned the corner. Good job. So Dina De Silva will come up, and she's ready to set this corner in. Set piece coming. Towards the corner, header off the post. A perfect cross, and it found Whitekend, and she hit it right off the post. The whole net rattled, but it stayed out. As that pass is stolen, and now watch out. Sending it ahead for Madej. She was taken out last time, but the flag is up, offsides. We remind you, U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance, a proud sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Madej somehow offsides on that run. I thought she timed that awfully well. But the defense must have all been creeping up during that scoring chance the other way. So close on the corner attempt, as it went all the way to the back post, and Whitekin just couldn't direct it a little bit further in. Olivia Peters forward coming on for FC United. They'll play it along the back line, now going right for Peters, but a bit too far in front of her. And that's taken away to Silva. Blocked off. Here we go. Here's the corner. To the back post. Here it comes. Perfect header, and it was right off the top of the crossbar. She did direct it well back towards the net. She just couldn't get on top of it. As you see there. Almost textbook. If she had just timed her jump maybe a little bit better, able to get on top of that and strike it downward, there would have been no chance for Danielle Kaufman. Dramino Watnick sends it through. Flag down. They're onside. That one's deflected off of Adrian Walker. And then she'll come up and clean it up herself, depositing that on 2 hops into the bleachers on the far side. 29th minute. We are scoreless here in the first half. Remember, that time on your clock is not official. Final time and halftime both blown by the referee, but we give you about as accurate an estimate as we can. Coyotes with possession. Chipping it near side, a bit strong, hoping for Coletti. But instead, Yasko will get there. Her pass is interrupted, though. Now Jermino Watnick starts it back, gets it to Coletti in the corner. Working on Yasko, she takes it to the touchline, crosses it over, going for the header, but just unable to get up tall enough was McCall. Oh, the cross was perfect, just a bit high, and McCall couldn't get up there. Now a low one for McCall, but that one's dug out at the last moment. One too high, one too low. The next one you figure will be right down the middle, right? Here's Comer. She plays it to the far side, and that pass finds its way out of bounds. Got another substitution coming here for FC United as Mary-Kate Fallon will come in. FC United select hailing from Northfield, Illinois, traveling 710 miles to get here to the national championship. So a bit more travel weary, most likely, than Maryland Rush Montgomery. As this one bounces through, played on the back line by Wilson. Now a nice pass ahead. A two-touch play, and they get it to Fallon fresh into the game. She sends it back. They'll go to Joyce. She has it taken away, and now look out. Here comes Coletti, sending it down, hoping for McCall. But Yasko's going to get there first, and rather than turn it back to her keeper, she just decides to play it out and concede the throw-in. On the throw, it's deflected towards the box, but cleared away. Nice little two-touch pass, hoping for the middle, but that's cut out. Comes to the near side. Here's Joyce. Plays it ahead, but walled off. Having a tough time even cracking that midfield line of Coyotes right now. This one's scalded and just headed away. As Wilson gets there, the defender forcing it across the end line. Substitution now as Jennifer Fishman, a defender, will make her way on for FC United. Shannon Powers, the midfielder, will get a break. Chrisman all the way across for Fishman. Now turning is Sapie. She sends it in nicely. Fishman giving chase, gets it in the corner. Can she get something towards the middle? Cut out nicely by Whitekind, and she'll knock it out of play. It certainly has been a fun journey for all these teams, the 4 National League qualifiers, the 4 regional qualifiers. As this one's played along the back line. For all the Twitter info and the way to see all the pictures the players have taken along the way, check out the hashtag RoadToMD on Twitter to follow all of your favorite teams' journeys here to the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship presented by the National Guard. Yanza. Joyce. Derek. And she'll send it away. Anytime you hear cheers from that neighboring field like you just did, always wise to check Although the website has not reported anything from Field 12, still not even a 0-0 in progress. Every game here during the National Championship group stage has to start right on time. It is mandated they start 8, 10, 12, and 2. As this one's clipped sideways, Whitecon with it, taking it forward. Watkins giving chase, but that's sent away first. FC United Select able to get there. Now Yasko sends it in. On a hop, it finds the keeper. U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are brought to you by Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer, and by Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nice one-touch pass. Gets it ahead. Peters looking to get something towards the middle. That's cleared out well. Important stop that was. And now this one is just put in towards the box by Fishman, but headed away. Yasko sends it ahead again. Popped in the air by Reuters. Again. 4 girls come together, come away with by Coletti, and then as she tried to make her break, she was tripped up. Foul's called, free kick coming. And we will press forward into the final 5 minutes or so of this first half. Still scoreless between Maryland Rush Montgomery Coyotes and FC United Select. Watkins, the shot, and the diving stop by Kaufman. It may have been going wide anyway, but she takes no chances. And that'll be a whistle and a dead ball on the dangerous play. Yeah. Here's that shot on net. Left-footed strike. It was bouncing. Yeah, it was going to go wide, but still a nice job by Kaufman to get over to it. That goal kick intercepted, and now a chance for a shot as Mackenzie McCall lets it fly, but it was blocked. And that slowed it enough to make it an easy field for Kaufman. Certainly dangerous and interesting. You see different strategies by teams at this age group, whether or not you have your goalkeeper take your goal kicks, or if you have one of your defensive backs take it and keep your goalie in goal just in case of a mishit. Kaufman took that one and nearly set up an easy goal-scoring opportunity. Frey sends it ahead. Turning with it now is Falon. Nice step by Reuter to get in her way. But Sapie can't quite fight through. And that's cleared back across midfield, rolling slowly out of play. Game 3 of our 4 games here on Field 11 today. Saw the 2 boys U16 games in the morning. And both of those were very close after one half of play, as is this one thus far. Still scoreless as Reuter tries to fight through. Now it goes out. Whitekind sends it ahead, working towards the middle. They'll cross it over here to the near side, Janza. She controls well on one touch and advances up the sideline, able to turn and run with it now is Coletti. And she tries to take it ahead, but flag is up. Must have gone over the touchline. It was a tight roping act. Apparently just unable to successfully keep it in all the way down. Joyce and Yasko get together to clear that. Janza on the throw for Coletti. It bounces over her. The defense gets to it, but it's popped up in the air. Now a slow roller towards the front. Peters sends it back towards the goal in the center. And a nice job to win that ball by Jennifer Fishman. Yasko controlled well. Joyce. And there's the halftime whistle. So after 40 minutes of play, we've got no score. It was back and forth, a couple of big hits, a couple of scoring opportunities, but we are all level 0-0 after one half of play here in the U16 Girls Group A action. You're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships, by Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Soccer. Capri Sun, the official on-the-go drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. MLS, U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of MLS. And by Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. We will be back from the Maryland SoccerPlex with more, including first half highlights and analysis, right after this short break. Welcome back. U16 girls, day 2 of Group A play. No score between the MRM Coyotes and FC United Select. It was an exciting first half, plenty of hits, couple of scoring opportunities for each side, but neither team able to crack the scoreboard in this match thus far. Let's take a look back now at some of the highlights from the first half. Here you go, one of the great opportunities right away as you see the shot working away, taken away from behind, no foul, and a good no call. It's an important defensive stop. Then here on the pass in, just a bit too far in front, allowed the keeper to get to it. Here was the big hit of the first half as, boom, Derek comes up and takes out the would-be scorer, Kelly Madej. Then here you got the corner, the closest scoring opportunity we had. The header right off the crossbar, shooting for the upper 9 to get a couple of looks at that as it came awfully close to MRM Coyotes striking first. Another shot from them that missed just wide of the net. So that was how it played out. A couple of shots on goal, a couple of shots that hit the post. It could have been, should have been, but we have no score through one half of play. FC United with 3 points after the victory yesterday. With a win today, they could potentially lock up a shot in the semifinal round coming up on Saturday. These two, the winner of Group A will face the runner-up of Group B at 10 a.m. on Field 12. And at 10 a.m. as well, the winner of Group B will face the runner-up of Group A on Field 17. So we'll have those games for you streaming live so you can keep track of how the U16 girls finish up. They finish up with the final Sunday at 10:20 a.m. in the final match to determine the U16 girls national champion. FC United scoring 5 goals yesterday, including 3 in the first half. They were held scoreless here in this game as MRM Coyotes really stepped up and showed their defensive prowess. We had seen that throughout much of the season. They only allowed 4 goals allowed during league play. They went 4-2-1 to finish second in the National League Blue Division. The 4 goals allowed was the 3-way tie for the lowest allowed in league play. They also got to the Region 1 championships, went 2-0-1 in the group, got all the way to the final, but lost 1-0 to the Beadley South Soccer Club Wolfpack, a Pennsylvania squad that is in Group B. We've got a Group B game coming up pretty soon, but this Coyotes team, they are used to winning. They won the 2012 U14 Girls National Championship, the Elma Ellers Cup in Rock Hill, South Carolina. They beat Ambassadors Football Club 3-0 on the final day of group play to jump right in front of them and advance to the final spot at the U14 level. There's no semifinal. They just got right to the final spot and then got the W in the final. Beat TNFC Azuri 2-0. They lost to Azuri 2-0 in the group play game, but certainly got their revenge, winning in 2014. A few of the players from the best 11 team from that year, Paula Germino-Watnick, Jade Reuters, and Naomi Gross, are all a part of this squad here as they look to go for another title run. The other, Naomi Gross, is the other goalkeeper on the roster. She's not playing here today. Kristen Derrick got the start in net. Paula Germino-Watnick got the Golden Ball Award that season, and Naomi Gross won the Golden Glove for the best keeper of the tournament. But that's all forgotten now. 2 years later, they are trying to win a U16 championship, and they really need a result here today after getting the draw yesterday. As we are set to go for second half action, FC United Select, they switch sides wearing the red kits. They now move left to right, and they'll start with the ball as we resume play here in the second half on the whistle. And as the referee makes sure everything's okay, now he's good to restart play. As FC United Select, the Region 2 champions, scorers of 5 goals yesterday, start with possession, but that's short-lived as here comes the Coyotes. Attack down the near side is cut out as Powers got to it. Now this one's played towards the middle, controlled, and sent away from goal. Little pinball action there. Goes to the far side, giving chase and getting to it is Purcell. But all she can do with it is continue it on its way out of play. And the Coyotes get a throw from the far touchline. Down the sideline, Reuter's trying to work for it, but she gets out-muscled and the ball is kicked out of play again. So another throw coming, this time in a dangerous spot, but they'll throw it short. Play it back, kick it towards the top of the 18, working into the box now with a nifty little move. Jermino Watnick, she's tripped up, and another fine defensive play in the box by one of those FC United defenders. Now Reuters. Can she have a go? As she runs it into the middle, finds her target, but it couldn't be controlled by Anderson. That landed right on the left foot of Anderson, and she deflected it forward, but couldn't redirect it on net. And it winds up going behind for a goal kick. Beautiful day here in Maryland. A tough one to play soccer in, low 90s. And the humidity's fairly high. They had called for a chance of showers and thunderstorms here today. So far, the blue skies have stayed up. This is headed on, and now a little bit of a misplay, but she's saved thanks to Shannon Powers turning around and clearing it out. But the danger not totally averted yet. It's out for a corner. First set piece opportunity upcoming for the Coyotes. Here in this second half anyway. They were very close on a cross from a corner in the first half, a header that hit off the crossbar. So we'll see how they set this one up. Reuters sends it in, another good cross. This time unable to get the head on as it sailed over everybody. But it's kept in by Coletti. And near side they'll turn with it and come back to Reuters. She works towards the middle. Takes a shot, short hops the keeper, but right there is Kaufman. And she plays it well. That's the idea on those long shots. You want to hit a diver that short hops the keeper. They're the toughest ones for them to catch and control. Hope that you maybe even get a rebound. As that one's headed upfield, but turning back and getting to it was Molly Purcell. Purcell again, clearing it back, gives it back to her back line, who will now help try to shift the position. Walker. Back to Yasko. Little give and gut. Yasko tries to touch it on, and she does well. Now she gets it back. Left-footed boot. Finds its target. And she was able to get it to Peters, who turned with it. Now they set up towards the middle, and the keeper will just call for it and come up and snag it. Maryland Rush Montgomery from right here in Montgomery County. So their supporters coming out in droves, or as much as they can for the middle of a day on a Wednesday. This one's out of play and throw in coming. And they put it on the ground. They call it a foul right on the sideline. So Chrisman will get a chance to start it from the ground. They can put a lot into it, and they do. Chests it towards the middle, and Bourne with a nicely weighted ball to the sideline. We'll see here, whistles silent on the defensive takeaway from the right back. Anderson couldn't quite hold on to that one. Bounces out of play. Searching, now they'll go up the middle. Boof. Yasko. And they'll just let that hop on through to the keeper. De Silva doing well to make sure that there would be no interference. Although, as we saw in the first half, I think goalkeeper Kristen Dara can take care of herself. As this header falls right to Reuter, she plays it ahead on a hop. And nice job by Yasko to force away Abbott, but she gets to it anyway. Now she plays it in for Sevier. Seaver tries to cut it in, but she's cut down by her numerical counterpart, Adrian Walker. This one run into the box, and at 2 hops into the keeper. I would imagine the flag would have gone up if there had been any attempt made on it by Emma Anderson, so she just let it go. Now a turn and a race down the side. Mary Kay Fallon gets to it. Does she have anybody to get it to is the question. She crosses it in, takes the left-footed shot, and a nice job to go down and snag that one. Didn't have numbers in the box, so Fallon tried to do it herself. Crossed it over to her left foot and let it fly. Here you go. Look, she's got one runner in the box, but the numbers advantage the Coyotes. She takes the shot, just curled it a little bit, and couldn't hit it straight to that far post. Now this shot deflected, and over to get it is Kaufman, making sure it doesn't go out for the corner. It wasn't a bad strike right there. Just getting a piece of it was the defender, and that was an important block because that shot had eyes for goal. Purcell drops it back for Yasko. Reuters. Waitkin. Seaver. Working from the left side now. Tried to catch that run as it was bending, but it was cut out by the defense. Now a big clear, but the header forces it towards the middle, and Reuters is back to get it. Nearly taken away, and now it is taken away by Peter. She gets it to the middle. Watch out here. Nice shot. Rising and stays high. That'll go for a goal kick. But the steal nearly turning it into a scoring opportunity. Tried the long-range shot, but got under it a little bit too much. As we'll take a look at that again right here. You see there's the steal. Muscling her off the ball, then turns. Sets up nicely and tried to one-time it and lofted it just a bit too much. Now the header directed on target, and we've got a whistle as we might have had another head collision as the referee immediately singles for the medical staff. It was Olivia Peters who went down first, but she got back up. It was a head collision, and it's actually worse when you see somebody go down right away and then get back up versus stay up at first and then go down, which is the case right now. They're going to go ahead and grab water. As she gets up to her feet, let's take a look at the replay here. 50-50 ball up for grabs, and oh yeah, it looked like the crowns of their heads just collided. But she was trying to go down on the ball. So she was going one way and was forced the other as Powers came up and just kind of kept going. So she's going to come out of the game. Looks to be okay. Walking off on her own power, certainly a good sign. As a whistle will get the teams back out. They get some water here. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution right off of it. Dana Reed is going to check in. We remind you, U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship is brought to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer, and presenting sponsor of the National Championships here in 2014. In the 51st minute, looks like we'll have a drop start here from fairly close to goal. As I believe right now the discussion is whether or not that counts as the team water break or not. Annika Janza officially announced as being replaced by Reed after the injury. And there's the kick and the roll in on the keeper as Filan sends it down. Whitekin trying to turn with it, being badgered by Sapie. This will roll out and go for a throw for FC United. Now Devlin Burns will check back in. Taking it down the sideline now. They send it towards the box. That's cleared away, but not all the way out. It comes back to Powers. She sends it towards the box on a good run. Flag stays down. Into the middle. Here's a scoring chance. There's the shot, and the keeper's there. Good positioning. Took away the biggest part of the net and had to be in the right place. Jermino Watnick drops it back and gets it right back. As they play through. Jermino Watkins steals it, rolls it on. Reuters. Switching, getting by defenders. Now circling back, changing the formation. Driving is Comer. And her serve will just roll right on through for a goal kick. (2014) U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships also brought to you by Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer, and by Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Now a quick throw, but back in plenty of time was De Silva as she clears it over the referee's tent down at midfield. Powers. Headed away by Reuters. Comer sends it ahead. Dropping back, though, is Walker. She'll cut it to the outside and now send it ahead. That's headed right back to the middle. Dangerous spot on the bounce. Nice job by Lauren Chrisman to get up and continue it on towards the far sideline. Reuters stops that clear attempt, though. It comes free. Played to the middle. That's Comer. She'll go wide. Now they come back. Germino Watnick taking it in. Passing attempt blocked off. Rebound for Germino Watnick again. Powers sent it forward. Comer. Reuters. Inching towards the box. Peels back. Good little two-woman passing there to get it free. Now Whitekind. Chip down into the corner, giving it a chase. Is not going to get there, though. Played toward the middle, giving a look as Burns, but she can't control it as she was in the thick of the Coyotes' defense. 1 versus 4. Would have been tough to do much with that. Whitekind. Into the front. Needs to get back on sides, and she does. Turning now, Burns takes the shot, the one-hopper. Fielded easily by the keeper. Word now is right now the other girls' game in action. Tennessee SC16 and Carlsbad Elite are both scoreless as well. This is played to the box. This pass is stolen in a dangerous position. Shot towards the far post. And good effort by Emma Anderson, but can't curl that back enough. As a substitution for the Coyotes, Elizabeth Coletti will check back in. Reuters. Building through the middle here, Jermino Watnick. Thought about the insertion pass, pulled it back, and instead turns back and will play it. Nice job by FC United to clog up all those passing lanes. Jermino Watnick wisely decided to pull it down and play a different way. Here comes Whitekind. Anderson, nice little step to give herself some space, tried to send it into the box, it was blocked off. Anderson takes it right back. Here's Coletti to the middle. Coletti! And the keeper is right there. Here you go, take a look at it again. Anderson just steals that ball right back. Coletti takes it to the middle. Right-footed shot. And as it was sinking, Kaufman falls with it. '14 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are brought to you by Nike. Nike is the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. As Kelly Madej checks back in. Her pair of goals yesterday helped lead to the 5-0 victory in the opening match for FC United Select. Should all of these results hold and both of these two matches go 0-all, we would see a very hectic day tomorrow in U16 girls Group A play. Here's Powers. Still plenty of time left, though, here in the 60th minute. And as we hit the 60th minute, there is the whistle and there's the water break. So just about a quarter of the match remaining. Remember, our time on the clock is not official. The referees hold the whistle and can blow for the final time at any time. Usually, the fourth official will give us some indication about how much stoppage time they believe should remain, but it's not a requirement in youth soccer, so sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. As the importance of hydration has been stressed over and over again. Saw it in the 2014 World Cup. Let's go ahead and take a look at a nice little highlight package we got of what we've seen so far here in this second half. A couple of goal-scoring opportunities. First, FC United ripping a shot. Good keeping, good position. Then another one, sinking shot. Nothing has really been able to get too close to that goal area. Everything's been towards the top of the box. Here was the latest opportunity as Coletti had the sinking line drive shot from just outside the 18. Keepers have been up to the task and fielding those short one-hoppers. Those are a keeper's worst nightmare when you get something that is changing direction at the last moment. You've got to try to react and make sure you catch it because it's not just enough to stop it. Usually in those situations, the rebound can sneak out, and that's how a lot of goals are scored in those types of shots. Not necessarily the original goal, but a rebound that bounces the right way. We saw that in our U16 Group B game. A tremendous save by the goalie, but a rebound fell right to the forward waiting, and that wound up being the decisive goal for Baltimore Celtic, another local team that we saw here today. Girls have been hydrated, and we're ready to resume for the remainder of this game. It'll start with a throw-in for FC United. Madej giving chase. And she just forces Whitecott off the ball and earns it. Now the throw-in, looking for Burns. It's turned away by the Coyotes. They start back. Reed building it. Now she sends it, well-timed ball. Here goes Anderson to get it. Does she have anything in the box? Nice little cut move towards the end line. And that's cleared out and deflected off of Anderson for a goal kick. Good piece of defending after the well-placed in ball. It forced the FC United Select defense to really react well. Anderson had a nice move to get by Chrisman originally, but she recovered nicely. And her and Yasko on that left side did a very nice job. Here you go. Look at the perfect weight on this ball, just dropping in nicely, allows Anderson to go and get it. Then she's able to sidestep Yasko, but on comes Chrisman. And then not only does she clear it, but she deflects it off Anderson to avoid the corner. Well done. Comer plays it wide, trying down that right sideline again. Nothing there. Jermino Watnick puts it high. And they're going to get the shoulder of Anderson. Award the free kick. It's Chrisman who starts it off. Trying to send it to the near side, but that's stolen away momentarily. Wykind. Comer. Turning. De Silva. Reuters. Reuters taking it near. And that deflects right off of Sapien and will go for a throw. Got a substitution first. Celia Frey will check back in. She comes on for FC United. Molly Purcell headed off the pitch. Jermino Watnick trying to work it. They say that stayed in bounds. And nope, now the flag's up. Side judge was a bit too far back along the near side. Tremino Watkins has that one taken away. Turning up the sideline. See if they can get a counter going. Madej speeding down the sideline now, trying to cut it towards the center, and she is tripped up and stolen. Nice piece of defending. Back and forth we go like a pinball machine. Comer. Seaver trying to run it down and does. Good piece of defending there to step in front. Powers came up. Going back to the nice tackle as Madej was streaking in, looking to cut it towards the middle. On comes Mackenzie McCall. She takes the place of Emma Anderson, the forward. Just about 15 minutes remaining in regulation. Have whatever stoppage time is deemed necessary. No overtime if it's still scoreless after 80. We will have a draw. Each team will get 1 point. Again, we reiterate the clock that we have on the timer is not official. We did have a pretty lengthy injury timeout, as well as a couple of water breaks, as Burns in through all alone, diving through his routers. It's saved in by Burns. Here's the shot attempt, knocked away. Well done by Comer to bail out her goalkeeper. Strong piece of defending in an important time. Coletti looking for McCall a bit behind her. She was running towards the sideline, and that was played up the middle. Celia Frey giving chase. That gets deflected out of play. Here you go. Goaltender comes out. Nice job by Burns to save it. Tried to set up Frey, but very strong defense. Powers sidesteps Comer. Trying to thread the needle and somehow got it to Burns. Now it's played ahead. Madej giving it a run. But the defense got in the way. That'll go out for a corner. Sacrificing the body there and slow to get up. Excellent effort displayed that time by Amanda Wilson. Playing in that center back position all game long. Here quickly before this corner, let's take a look at this again. And she just stepped right in front at the last second. You let Madej slip in like that, and that's going to be tough going for the keeper, so important play. Amanda Wilson made it. Paige Bourne to set it in from the corner. And the keeper stands tall. Round of applause from the supporters for Kristen Dara, who went above everybody else and pulled that one in the thick of things. That's tough keeper play. Sapie sending it down, and again, here is Burns getting in behind the defense. Can she do anything with it this time? No, again, that defense is there strongly all along that black line, and it has to be. Burns keeps trying to find a way to penetrate through there, and she's gotten behind them a couple of times, but the great awareness of the Coyotes. As we'll go ahead now and take a look at the corner again, watch the keeper. And just how well Darrow does to come up and grab that. And really the defense was aligned well. Elena Sims checks in. First time we've seen the forward this afternoon. This throw will come from the exact same spot as that was headed back. This time they'll throw it the other way. Blocked off by McCall. And now a through ball for her to try to run down and get there, but it'll run over the touchline. U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship brought to you by Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. That thing smacked off the head of Jermino Watnick. Heard that up here. And it went flying. Another one deflected out of play and another throw coming. Powers on the throw. Madej trying to get to it, but it's headed away from her. Sapie sent it back, but it goes out. White Connery starts it on the throw-in. Gives it back to De Silva. Crossing it for Wilson. Now Wilson. The one-touch hoping for Reuters. That was cut down nicely as Sheridan Booth was in the right space. Now down the sideline, tracking it down is Seaver. Sends it into the box, nothing there, sneaks behind, and just before Elena Sims could get to it, it curls out of bounds. Ruled a corner by the side judge. I don't think anybody thought that was the call. As we'll take a look here, everybody had started back the other way. Let's see. And I don't know about that. Looked like the two heads came together, but called from the pitch by the far side judge. So Reuters here with a late stages set piece. Pops it right to the center of the box. The header is up, and so is Kaufman. She pulls it in. It's usually a pretty telltale sign when the team that won the corner is all running back towards their own goal that they don't think they got a corner. But it all works out in the end. This one is skied one hop at the 18, and with Burns coming in, keeper will just secure it. But you have to imagine that 8 eyeballs are on Burns at all times at this point, the amount of runs that she's tried to make in behind this defense. Now the Coyotes, good little collision, no call. Clean play. Madej making the run down the near side. Can she get there? Yes, and she keeps it in. No! The flag is up. Went over the touchline for the goal kick. No real argument from Madej, as she was just on the other edge of the touchline. Remember, the whole ball has to go over. And that's the way the line judge saw it. This one rolled forward Powers, but before it gets there, it's kicked out. Powers throw in for Bourne. Looking for Madej. Now again, attempt from Madej, nothing there, and that's cleared from the defense. Chrisman heads it over. Yasko plays it ahead. Free. In tight, turning with it now. As Bourne was trying to cross it all the way over. Sapie wins the ball if she can keep it in. She cannot. Had to put a little bit too much on it to get it through the defense, and then she couldn't chase it down herself. And now you see that difference in strategy I was talking about earlier, as on the goal kick, Amanda Wilson comes out to take it, leaving the goalie in net. Coletti. Controlled for a moment by Seaver. And she'll win the throw. So now another attacking chance here in the later stages. Germino Watnick gives it back to her. She plays it in, hoping for Coletti, but it's cleared out instead. Now seeking out Madej, and at the last moment, De Silva, who got crossed up at first, was able to come back and locate it. Fishman checks back in for FC United. Still scoreless in the 75th minute. Madej. Free. As Potfrey, is there time for a quick counter here? They'll try ahead. Nice job to get back by FC United as McCall tries to turn with it. Germino Watnick. Coletti. Punches it in. Controlled by McCall. Taking it to the corner. Working on Chrisman. Can't quite get it through her. And then Chrisman's clear attempt is blocked down, but gets knocked out for a goal kick anyway. A draw here today means nothing is decided in Group A U16 girls play. Everyone will still be alive mathematically. As Reuter streaking through the field, untouched, left-footed shot, one hopper, what a save by Kaufman. That was going to tuck inside the near post from Reuter, and Kaufman was able to dive over and get to it. Reuters taken down by Powers. But then her ball down for the corner. Angled a bit too far outside, as we'll go back now and take a look at this shot by Reuters. So much space given to her. She takes the left-handed shot, and that might have been deflected off of a teammate out in front. Either way, well done by Danielle Kaufman to get to it. As the 2 is shown on the board, so we believe 2 minutes of added time. That usually signals that we are right around the 80th minute, so although our clock is just getting to 77, we note that it may be blown dead before our clock hits 80. The time is kept on the field, and especially between the water breaks and injury time, as Germino Watnick able to wrestle this one free. Either way, we are in the final stages of this game. It comes through. It's Burns. She's had so many opportunities to crack the defense. Will this finally be the time? No, not this time. Fishman rolls it to the center. Walker continues it along. Yasko gets it back. Trying to take it through Jermina Watnick. She wrestled it away with the help of Coletti. Now here's Reuters. Sending it towards the box. Flag is up. As Mackenzie McCall made the run, the flag came up right away. It was close because neither her nor the defender were moving, so it all depended on where they were lined up. And from our angle, it looked as though she was a bit behind the defense. And the line judge agrees. About a minute left. Is there time for one more scoring chance? Can somebody snatch a victory from the jaws of a draw? As that rolls over the touchline, it'll go for a throw here. Wilson gets it started. And we've got the foul here, and let's see. And it's going to be a free kick awarded to the Coyotes. Nice job by the official as Sims was just fighting off the defense from where we stand. Jennifer Fishman was all over her the whole time, and then she got thrown down in the end. But that's the right call there by the referee. Could this be De Silva from a dangerous spot? Cross in. Header. And McCall couldn't get it. And with that, there is the full-time whistle. A chance right at the end, but the free kick does not go, and it ends in a no-score draw here in Group A action on day 2. 1 point aside. The Coyotes now 2 straight draws. They have 2 points here in Group A play. Meanwhile, FC United Select will keep their 3-point advantage by moving up to 4. Let's take a look now at the highlights from our scoreless draw. Here in the second half, corner kick. This was the best chance probably all day long. The header in the first half that hit right off the crossbar. Just unable to pull that in. Lindsay Whitekind was so close, but couldn't get it. Then here, an attempt with the defense all over her, still able to clear some space and get the shot away. There were plenty of long-range shots. Keepers were doing well to stay in their positions. I think the players of this game are more than clear. Kristen Dara and Danielle Kaufman. They were outstanding today, fielding all of those short hops, getting in the way, having some diving saves they had to make. Here was one fine defensive play that you'll see from FC United after the cross-up. Look at Chrisman get all the way back and cut down Anderson right as she had a chance to get into the attacking zone. Then a big tackle there. This was a physical game, no doubt about it. Both these squads really came to play. Corner where the keeper stands tall for MRM Coyotes. Then another opportunity for them as the header went up, but just could not find anything to cross the goal line. Plenty of opportunity. Another left-footed shot, but again, that one was probably the best shot of the second half. Just couldn't get it to go, and then here right at the end, the cross from the free kick. Header was directed off wide, and with that, as soon as the header missed, the whistle blew, and we hit final time. No score in the other game in progress either as we stand right now, so it looks like, and scratch that, right as I say that, Carlsbad has scored, and they have taken a 1-0 lead. So if Carlsbad were to hold on and get the victory, then they would be in second place in the group. With FC United atop the group with 4 points, Carlsbad would move into second with 3, and then MRM Coyotes would be in third with 2 points. And that would leave Tennessee SC16 at the bottom with 1. That would make for an interesting matchup tomorrow. MRM Coyotes would get the opportunity as they would take on Carlsbad Elite, and the winner of that game would advance to the semifinals. So still plenty to be decided here in Group A of U16 girls. Lots to be decided tomorrow. and it sure should be exciting. We've got Group B action coming up next, but until then, this has been a production of U.S. Soccer National Championships. On behalf of our entire production team, U.S. Youth Soccer, and all those at Turbo Sports, I'm Jake Levy. Again, the final score, a scoreless draw here from Maryland SoccerPlex on Field 11. We'll be back with our final game of the day from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Welcome to the Maryland SoccerPlex and today's Under-16 Girls Group B contest from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Today's game features Tampa Bay United 97 Premier from Tampa Bay, Florida, and Eclipse Elite Black 97-98 from Oak Brook, Illinois. A Group B matchup here between two teams that are in different positions in this group. Eclipse Elite coming off a victory. They are 1-0 with 3 points tied atop the group entering play today. Tampa Bay 97 Premier suffered a loss in their opening round match, so they, after dropping 2-1 to Beach FC, are 0 points tied for dead last in the group. They'll hope to better their position, and Eclipse Elite will hope to clinch a spot in the semifinals. These U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are brought to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of the United States Youth Soccer, and presenting sponsor of the National Championships, by Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Soccer. By Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Also by Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pins supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. NSCAA, a proud partner. And by MLS, a U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of MLS. And by Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. This contest just about set to get underway. Eclipse Elite Black wearing the black kits going from left to right will get started with the ball here as we wait on the official whistle. And the National League Blue Division champions will get the ball first. They have to wait for the official 2 o'clock start. Referee checks her time, make sure her refs are set in the yellow official uniform. And there is the whistle. We are underway. U16 Group B action comes your way right now. Eclipse Elite Black winning the blue division of the National League. They had the best overall record in the National League, going 6-1-0. 20 goals for, just 7 against. They were certainly tough all season long. Under head coach Adrian Bush, he's also the head coach at the University of Tampa, D2 school down in Tampa Bay, and he has led his team to 5 NCAA tournament appearances, so certainly a coach who knows how to get the most out of his team and how to make them championship ready. Tampa Bay United 4-2-1 in the National League. They were the Red Division runners-up. Julia Lester, 4 goals, tied for 3rd in the National League. They won a tiebreaker over Albion USA 97-98 to earn the chance to play here today. They, in the white kits going right to left, have a throw-in here as it comes towards the box, but it's headed away. Sent forward. Tampa controlling as they'll work back to their back line. Tampa Bay United needs some kind of result here to keep their hopes alive of advancing to the semifinals. Good defense there as they lay it on. Here's Gordon. And she has it poked away as Hannah Rossi steps in and kicks it out. Taylor Hubbard played it back and was looking for Sabrina Wagner, but she was stepped in front of. And the foul and a free kick coming now as Jordan Evans gets it started. leaving it for Wagner. She tries running down the near side. That's cut out. Eclipse Elite Black the other way. Ignafo trying to go all the way down the sideline. Tampa Bay's Jordan Evans giving chase, and she does win the ball nicely. Turns it back upfield. This will be a tough battle. Courtney Coleman trying to come away with it, but Danielle Gordon able to escape. Wagner to the center. Betters plays it out wide. There's Nelson. She plays it through. Well-timed ball for Wisman. Cuts it back into the 18. Tries to slide one through. That's cut off. Nice job by Rebecca Cook. Now the shot in front. They score early on. Big-time goal in the 4th minute. The pressure applied. It was stopped off, but they were able to continue on through anyway. And the big-time goal, keeping it alive. What a play that time by Elizabeth Wisman, following it up. She started the play. And they finish it with the goal in the back of the net. So Eclipse Elite, who with a victory here today could clinch a spot in the semifinals, finds themselves down early. Tampa knows they need a positive result here. Right back on it comes Elite, sending it to the middle. Kaylin Marquise gets it started with a long throw. Now a chip into the box and coming out. Hannah Gardner takes care of that. Tampa trying to keep the pressure on after taking the 1-0 lead early. Nelson watches this one bounce out of play. Nelson already committed to Stetson University in DeLand, Florida to continue her soccer career. Let's take a look at that goal one more time. It was Wisman in the corner that started it and then tried to play it through. It was stopped off, and then the clear attempt, Wisman just got her foot in front of it and somehow directed it into the net. Very innocuous looking play, but it gets the goal. And there's absolutely no chance there for Gardner either. Bit unlucky for Eclipse Elite as the flag is up. Ball went out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Tampa Bay United. Tampa's head coach, as we mentioned, Adrian Bush, head coach of the University of Tampa. And he's got 5 girls on this club team that are headed to play college soccer. This one's rolled towards the box for Eclipse. Work inside. Cross it to the middle. Here comes a shot attempt and a diving save by one of those girls. Headed to the University of Florida, Kaylin Marquise keeps Tampa Bay ahead here early. Kaylin Marquise, Julia Lester, and Samantha Betters all headed to Gainesville to join the Gators soccer team. Mentioned Nelson playing at Stetson. And then defender Jacqueline Thompson to continue her soccer career with the UCF Knights. Let's take a look at this fine save. After the clear attempt was stubbed, the shot towards that far post, and just a perfect diving attempt. Textbook, really. Headed out. Madison Navarro puts it back in a couple of times before finally it's punched down further. Here's Lester taking it into the box herself, now crossing it over. Can she get a shot away or get the pass off? She does, but it's blocked. Lester gets it back. And that long pass, hoping for Betters, bit too far. And off the mark, it'll go out. U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships brought to you by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink drink of the U.S. Youth Soccer. Nelson knocked off the ball that time, Hubbard, but it still finds its way through into the box. One-timer, flag is up. Good idea, looking for Lester. Off the offsides, they'll get the free kick from right about the 18 box. Tampa Bay United premier. Florida champions, second straight season as National League runner-up. They came in second place in the Blue Division last year to advance to the National Championships. They had lost in the Region 3 finals that year, but it didn't matter. They still got to go to the championships in 2013 as a National League qualifier. This season, they reached the Florida State Cup, but lost 1-0 to Ponte Vedra Soccer Club. Both Tampa Bay United teams from the 97 girls made it. Tampa Bay United 97 Elite was knocked out in the first round of the knockout stage. Premier, who you see in front of you right now, made it all the way to the Cup finals, but could not take home the State Cup trophy. A whistle and a foul occurring, giving Eclipse Elite Black a free kick. Work it towards the box, trying to turn, but that's taken away as Better stepped in front, and then she was stepped on, and there's a foul. Long kick from the keeper. Put Lester in a position to try to make something happen right away. As Courtney Coleman clears this. Turning was Ignafo. She's with it, but it has it taken away from her. Nelson had it stripped. Bosco giving it a run, but Nelson gets there first. Coleman's throw is directed right back out, so another throw coming as they inch closer and closer to the goal line. And another deflection out of play. Throw will stay with Eclipse. 1-0 already, a deflection goal. Elizabeth Wisman getting Tampa Bay Premier on the board in just the 4th minute. As this time it runs over the end line, will go out for a throw. And now a goal kick. One touch along nicely, trying to work it back to the middle. Evans sends it ahead. Lester spinning. Evans back trying to get it to Lester. Gets deflected out. And we'll go for a throw. As right in front of us. Brina Wagner. Throw down. Nice job by Nelson. Fighting off a jersey tug, working down the sideline, but a little bit too heavy with that right-footed touch, and it'll roll out in front of her and over the end line for a goal kick. Already 1-0. Tampa Bay leading. Other games scoreless to this point here, very early stages. But a victory for Tampa but have them tied with at least Eclipse Elite Black, and depending on what happens, if Beedling can pull out a victory, we could see a three-way tie, which would set up some heavy drama in Group B play tomorrow. To the corner was Foster. She played it in, but that's sent immediately away. Navarro with the header trying to control it. Wisman fighting with her. And a foul, and the referee telling the girls to settle down. A little bit too aggressive. The foul goes against Eclipse Elite. So Wisman battling there, earns the free kick. Well done. Free kick away. And directed towards the middle. And a whistle, and there's a foul called now against Tampa, so it'll go as an Eclipse free kick right back the other way. Nice little sidestep working towards the middle. Looking for somewhere to pass as a short hopper. And that's handled easily by the state and regional ODP keeper, Galen Marquise. Headed to the University of Florida to continue her soccer career. Betters turns it upfield. Wisman giving it a look, but that'll roll right in front of her, out of play. Rebecca Cook on the run for Elite. She'll get the throw in. Ball loose in the middle and finally comes away from a semi-dangerous area. Picked up by Eclipse. Now they're going to try to roll it on through. Bumped off the ball, though, and taken away nicely. That time, Jordan Evans did well. The midfielder coming back and covering a lot of ground there. Throw in quickly. Coleman can't quite handle that return pass. Wagner, the throw. Deflects off the hip of Hubbard. Sabanajic lays it ahead. Foster going to get it. Looking for someone to pass it to in the middle. Out working on her is Thompson. She gets it into the middle. It's deflected, but not out. Nelson gets in front of it. And then the help as Wagner came over to make sure that was cleared. Now another good cross into the middle. That's headed away. And a good fight as Samantha Betters comes through and runs that off. She'll concede the throw and keep that out of the middle. Comes right through the top corner of the 18 box. Still controlled by Elite, and they'll just go back to their own center backs along the mid-stripe. That insert blocked off, but it only goes as far as Courtney Coleman. She sends it back. Now coming up the middle, finding it ahead. Here's Lester, but she's cut out. Working towards the center, a right-footed shot is muffed. And a goal kick. Big swing there. Didn't get much on it. Rolled harmlessly past the keeper as she watches it go out. Marquise on the restart. One-time attempt, but that was stolen away. And now Eclipse Elite. As mercifully, perhaps the wind has picked up a little bit here, providing some kind of breeze for the players down on the field. It was starting to get stifling hot towards the end of the 12 o'clock games as Nelson takes it down, gives it off. Lester. That'll run across the back line, go for a goal kick. Angelina LaDolce. That's headed on nicely as Rohan was able to get to it. Now this one's kicked ahead. Sabanicic was on the run, but that was cleared away. Battle, and they're going to call the pull down from behind, and the free kick awarded now in a little bit more of a scoring opportunity position. We'll get our first sub of the match first, as Nelson going to get scratch that, make that Danielle Gordon being taken out. She'll get replaced by Elena Laxer, the midfielder. Gordon, the state and regional ODP, now on the bench as this kick is placed beautifully into the box. Chance here, perhaps. And on the one hopper, over to grab it was the keeper, Marquise. Now a collision, and taking it away was Navarro. She's running through, leaves it ahead, hoping for Hamilton. And the hobbled player was Tampa Bay United's Julia Lester. She looks to be okay as we get the whistle and a halt in play for the mandated water break. So both teams will get a couple of minutes to hydrate themselves. One goal in the first 20 minutes of play. A bit of a fortunate goal, but Tampa Bay United will certainly take it. A fourth-minute Elizabeth Wisman goal, and she did all the work to get it into the scoring opportunity, as we'll take a look at it right here. She beat the defense, makes one girl miss, cuts to the middle, and then the clear attempt, watch here, just bangs right off her foot, and she had her foot pointed perfectly at the goal. Here's the best angle you'll see of how great she does. Boom. And no chance for the keeper. Great camera angle there, as you see how she was able to just stab her foot at it and get plenty on it to punch it over the head of the keeper. That was perfectly placed. A couple of chances for Eclipse Elite to try to get back into it. Good save there, as you saw, by Marquise. And then here's another short hopper. But to this point, 1-0, we still remain 20 minutes in. These are 40-minute halves. We do remind you that the time that you see on your clock is not the official referee's time. There is no scoreboard in use, although this Stadium Field 11 does have a scoreboard. The U.S. National Championships decided that to keep everything fair amongst all the teams playing, that there would not be a scoreboard used in this game because the other fields don't have them. So after the hydration break, we restart. Evans sends it forward. And we've got a foul immediately. And the referee sprinting over to have a conversation. And coming up a little bit limp was Foster Ignafo, the forward for Eclipse Elite. I didn't see a foul. And they're just going to give a drop kick restart, as Eclipse Elite will just drop it off. So a bit of a pause that they give to allow Ignafoe to get off the field. Interesting that she was able to come back from the hydration break. Didn't really see anything happen there. But she's going to get taken out now. Hopefully she's okay. Good spot by the referee. Alyssa Gorzak will make her way onto the pitch in favor of the hobbled Ignafoe. And now we can resume after the substitution takes place. And as a common courtesy, Eclipse will just throw that back to Tampa, who rightfully had possession when the injury break occurred. Popped in the air, turning with it. Nelson. And there's a whistle and a foul. So the free kick, I think the referee was considering playing the advantage there, but after it was stopped shortly after, decided to give the foul. And Betters will take it. Sizing up the chance, she's going to rifle it on target, but then it curls and winds up as a shot wide. Yes? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Did I say anything like that? Did I say anything like that? Sure. Sure. Referee playing the advantage here as Eclipse Elite had the opportunity, but that'll run across the back line and go for a goal kick. Marquise on the restart here in the 24th minute, a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay United Premier. Has Nelson back on it, but she can't win it away. Foster working around. Now Gorzak. Wisman getting to it. Now Betters tries to play it ahead. Lester. Rohan tries it, but she's run down. We've got a whistle here. And it looks like we're going to get a free kick for Eclipse Elite. And a prime opportunity to try to level this game here in the first half. As we're going to get a look at that again. Looked like she got ball first, but then the hit followed through, and it was the follow through that drew the whistle from the official. Foster on it. And they try to do a slow rolling run play to the outside, but it's mistimed, and then they'll roll over the back line. Goal kick coming. Looks as though Laura Hamilton will be set to check back into the game for Tampa Bay United at the next dead ball as she hands her slip to the fourth official. Turnover here in a dangerous position. Working it ahead, Gorzak. Marquise handling it easily. And now directing traffic. Aligning her defense and rolling it over for Evans. Now Betters. Ahead for Wagner. Lester into the box, but that's cleared away. Milazzo. And that is whistled back as looks like a mass substitution being made here by Tampa Bay United, so they'll get some fresh legs, including Lindsey Eaton checking in, state and regional ODP player. Number 77 coming on. Emily Evangelista, who also just checked in, passes that across. She's to it again and sends it forward. Lester tries to send it in. That's blocked off. Run out of bounds. It'll go as a throw for Tampa Bay United. Before we get that substitution, and on for Eclipse Elite, Addie Johnson. Midfielder makes her way on. Turning now. Setting something up to get it back to Evangelista. Laxer. Evangelista again sends it in. And on that pass on the follow through, it looked as though Lester was clipped, and that'll draw the whistle. Nothing more than a foul and a free kick. But a dangerous one at that in the attacking third. Betters, one of the two field players headed to the University of Florida, sends it in. It's a good one, and it's off the crossbar. Did it go in? And it's cleared out over the back line, and somehow that did not completely cross the net. It did not go all the way over the goal line and hit directly underneath the crossbar, came down, and somehow stayed out. Can't get much closer than that on a set piece. Wins them a corner, they send it back in, and all the way through, a stabbing attempt, but just will not go. Let's look at this free kick again. Beautiful drive, it's sinking, catches just underneath, and that thing hit directly on the goal line. It went directly down after it hit the crossbar. Unbelievable that ball did not find its way into the back of the net, or at least enough across the goal line to get the goal. But the soccer gods leveling things out after the Wisman goal perhaps was a bit fortunate, just unlucky there. Now controlled and booted. Eclipse recover to their back line. Good play there, stepping up, Laura Hamilton. Cook. Rohan sends it to the side. Now they're trying to flick it through. But that's walled off, and Evans will send it soaring the other way. Zas turning with it. And we've got substitutions coming. This is the first game we've seen on this field that the fourth official has not had the substitution board. So subs happening in a little bit of a different manner than we're accustomed thus far in the tournament. Rebecca Anderson and Tatiana Kilianoidis have both checked in. As has, it appears, Hannah Marwady for Eclipse Elite. That one deflected out. It'll go as a throw. Wagner controlling. Gracie Zaz, a little bit of nifty footwork there, draws the foul. And we'll see how this one plays out after the last was oh so close to a goal. This one sent into the box. Zaz settles it, gets the left-footed shot away just over the crossbar. Found itself to Zaz, and she had some space around her, ripped it, but couldn't keep it underneath the bar. As we'll watch this just sail on her a bit. She settled it very nicely. She was just a bit behind that ball, couldn't quite get her knee totally over the top of it and strike it through the way she would have liked. Good technique, though, on the trap. And gave herself the opportunity to put that very close to the target. Now Eaton in space in the corner, looking to send something into the box perhaps here. She puts it to the top. This cross coming, and just over the head of Elena Laxer. Wagner sends it in, hoping for Eaton. That's blocked off. And now a couple of headers wrestle it free. Zas winning it, but the whistle. And yet another free kick. They're going to tell them they have to move it. But another free kick coming. This one a little further back. Kalyaniotis. Just a bit too much on it. Gracie Zaz was making the run again. But La Dolce will get a chance to clear this away. She plays it short in front of her own net. Navarro was able to turn it though, and now after the turn, a little bit of a hip check. And slow to get up is Zaz. And from the dead ball, they'll just let Eclipse Elite take over. Johnson into the middle. That runs out. Throw coming from Milazzo. And we'll see. And they will say that Marwidi was the one who got a piece of it and sent it out of play. So throw in coming for Tampa Bay United. Nearing the end of this first half. A 4th-minute goal from Elizabeth Wisman has given Tampa Bay United Premier the 1-0 lead for a bulk of this game. They've had a couple more opportunities, just missing the crossbar. One considerably closer than the other. Eclipse has also had a few chances to get back even in this contest, but the 1-0 is where we stand. Now a slow roll, build from the back. That's cut out. Zaz trying to turn with it. She's cut off, and it's cleared away by Addie Johnson. So a throw in a dangerous area. Jacqueline Thompson, the defender, way up to throw this in. And she launches it towards the 18 box. It trickles through. Went through a couple of white jerseys and found itself to the Eclipse. Marweed turning, we have a player down. She looks to be getting up as play heads on. Marweedy rolls it near side. Milazzo. Fake the back pass. Now tries to roll it along, but it goes out of play as the good pressure from the Tampa Bay United defensive side will get the goal kick. Can't quite control that, and that is halftime. 40 minutes in the books. A 4th-minute goal by Elizabeth Wisman puts Tampa Bay United Premier up 1-0 over Eclipse Elite Black here in this first half. It was certainly close to more on both sides, but a 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay, and they need a crucial decision here today, so I'm sure they will take that. You're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships, by Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer, and by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. By Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. By NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. MLS, U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of MLS. And by Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. 1-0, Tampa Bay United 97 Premier lead. Eclipse Elite Black after 40 minutes. We'll be back after a short break with first half highlights and the start of the second half. And we welcome you back to Field 11 here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. 1-0 Tampa Bay United premier, leading Eclipse Elite Black. It was an exciting first half. The goal scoring got started early. Let's go to the highlights. Just the 4th minute here, and Elizabeth Wisman works her way in. She has it stolen, but the clear attempt finds its way right off her foot and somehow deflects into the net for the 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay United. That lead would hold for the remainder of the half, but there were certainly plenty of chances back and forth. Here you see the goal celebration by Tampa Bay United, who really needs this win. Here's a chance for Eclipse to get back into it, but a diving save by the state and regional ODP goalkeeper, Kaylin Marquise. Another opportunity for her to show her stuff as she fields the one-hopper. Eclipse Elite Black getting some penetration. Then here's the closest thing I've ever seen to a goal without it actually going in. Off the set piece, Samantha Betters bangs it right off the bottom of the crossbar. It deflects down, hits off the outside of the goalpost, and somehow doesn't go in. Then there you saw a shot after a nice settle, just unable to keep it underneath the crossbar. So 1-0 Tampa Bay United with the advantage after 40 minutes of play. 1 half remaining here in day 2 of the group stage here at the 2014 National Championships presented by the National Guard. No score over on field 12 after 1 half of play, as Beadling Soccer Club Wolfpack 97-98, the Region 1 champions from Pennsylvania, and Beach Football Club 97 Academy, the Region 3 champions, are both even. Region 4, are both even. So those two would each, if these scores hold here in this second half, would each receive 1 point. That would move Beach to 4 points and Beading to 1, putting Tampa Bay United in a tie with Eclipse for second place. Of course, there's still 40 minutes for plenty to change. It'll certainly be an exciting 40 minutes as we're just about ready to go. The girls beginning to take the field as they will switch sides to start this second half. Tampa Bay United 97 premier in the white kits are moving from left to right now, and they will start with the ball. Eclipse Elite Black in the all-black kits with the white stripe. They are going from right to left and seeking that equalizer goal. Remember, if Eclipse could find a way to come back and take this victory, they would have a chance to clinch a spot in the semifinals for the U16 girls. The top 2 teams from each group advance. This here, Group B. And it's all up for grabs. Another 40 minutes to decide how things shake out heading into the final day tomorrow. It certainly should be exciting. Both teams' halftimes have to commence at the same time, so the second half has to wait, make sure the referees are ready to go. The line judges will run off their fields and check their goalposts on a windy yet very nice day here in Germantown, Maryland. Maryland SoccerPlex, thank you so much for joining us. The road to Maryland has led to this. And now as we get ready to start play here in the second half, the line judges take their positions. And with that sun beating down, that wind howling a little bit, the wind howling from right to left for us. So we'll see if that affects at all how the teams change their strategy now that we've switched sides. We saw a lot of long-range shots from Tampa Bay when they were kicking into the wind, but now that it's in their face, they may try a little bit of a different approach, and vice versa for Eclipse Elite, as we get an early whistle after the start of play and a free kick coming. Very clean played match in that first half. Referee hardly had to do any talking to the players about settling down and keeping things under control. As this is sent into the wind, headed back, watch out. In comes the shot attempt, it's blocked off, the rebound is loose, and diving on it is La Dolce. Oh, she had pressure right off the gate as that back header slowed up. And Zaz nearly found herself with a golden opportunity to double the lead. They'll build it slow as it goes to Navarro. She turns, bounces it ahead. Eaton tries to turn it, gets it to the middle. Zaz trying to fight for it. Coyotes trying to fight for it. She's maneuvering through the middle, gets it to the back line, and secures possession as they slide it over to Wagner. Playing it forward now, and that runs over the back line. As we're going to take a look at just how close this came to a 2-1 lead. The keeper diving on it there at the end and pulling it away. Nice play by LaDolce. Slides to the near side. Here's Hess. She kicks it ahead. Ignafo turns it. Good to see Ignafo back on the field. She came off with an apparent injury in that first half, and did not play the remainder of it, but she's back now. Foster turning, trying to fight, but she's being walled off beautifully by Wagner. And now Wagner able to advance, knocks her to the ground, but then she gets knocked to the ground, and there's the whistle and the foul. What a job by the right back. Sabrina Wagner, excellent piece of defending there, holding off first number 14, Janning Foster, and then Ina Sabajnic came in and tried to help out, but got whistled for the foul. Arm out wide, nearly got it with the arm, but kept it with the chest. Plays it on through. Ignafo going for it. Can she keep it in play? No. Giving it a chase. As we'll take a look. Look at this play. Wagner circling around, using the body positioning perfectly. So strong with the legs, just impossible to fight through. And then she finally wins it forward and then earns the free kick right there. As we rejoin live play, the ball bouncing out of play, and a throw-in coming for Eclipse. Crossing back. Left-footed cross, looking for that back post, but it hooked a bit too much as Foster was giving it a look. Foster was all alone beyond that back post. Would have been tough for the keeper Marquise to come back should it have landed. Low line drive. Coyotes gets it to the near side. Here's Emily Hess. She plays it forward. Skips out of play. And a goal kick coming. 1-0 Tampa Bay United. Have not seen a goal since the 4th minute when Elizabeth Wisman top shelved one on a redirection. Both sides have come fairly close since then. Evangelista plays that forward. Nice sidestep move. Foster trying to weave her way through. It's cut out as Jordan Evans got to it. Not completely out of harm's way yet as it comes to the top. Left-footed shot, and that's wide of the net. Past the diving attempt. Oh, a brilliant effort from the left-footed strike. She just could not direct it where inside the post. She did not miss by much. Anderson. Now that ball's taken away. Ignafo coming in. Keeper got to it first. Samantha Betters reverses field with that left-footed boot. Milazzo. Whistle and the free kick. Quick start by the Eclipse. Janning Foster. Nice pass, onside Zignofo. She slides at the front, quick shot, blocked away. Redirection off the side of the net, flags up anyway. As we'll go back and look at the excellent shot that just missed wide of the net. Comes to the middle atop the 18 and just flying through, and look how close from long range. Just a bit off. Now here's the offside restart. The Eclipse bench wanted a corner, but it was whistled down before that for the offsides. Ignofo plays it into space. Marissa Bosco going to get it. She runs it back to the middle. Trying to work it through the legs of Jordan Evans. She can't do it. It's cleared away. And here you go, just how close it was, Ignofo. And that's why you see there, it was a deflection, and the deflection went to Ignofo, who was offsides. As you get a look again at some good play from Wagner as she escorts it out of bounds along the end line. Got substitutions coming in first. Looks like Tampa Bay United's going to make some changes. Julia Lester and Taylor Hubbard both coming on. Throw coming now right in front of the Eclipse bench. It's Wagner for United. Couple of hops to find Zaz. Tatum Milazzo sends it forward, trying to find a way to crack that defense. Betters gets to it. Couple of one-touch passes. They get it back to midfield, but that's where Eclipse takes over again. Nice little one-touch flip. Sabraniziak can't get the cross to go. Milazzo running in, whistle, and the foul called on her as they were jockeying for position. Be a free kick for United from their own defensive half. They'll play it on the ground with the short free kick. Now Eaton tries to play it over the head of everybody. Coming out is the keeper, and LaDolce gets there first. Now a kick and a flip. Foster rolls it in front. That's walled off nicely, and it had to be right before it reached the center of goal. Sabanajik tried to get to it again. This time it's cleared away, and that'll go out for a throw. The pressure on now here from the Eclipse Elite as they are trying to level this score. Wagner again stepping in front, and now on the quick throw, she's quick to get to it as well. And she'll just, again, watch this one roll over the touchline. Get a look here at how close Foster came. Cut it right in front, and look at that diving stab with the right foot. Well done by Jacqueline Thompson. Playing one of those two center back positions for Tampa Bay United. Now off the head, this was banged out of play. Before that, we have substitutions coming. Tampa Bay United making all sorts of changes, trying to keep fresh legs on the pitch. And off comes Laura Hamilton on Dominique Nelson. The defender making her way. And that one deflected out. Well done. That throw in headed though and a turnover. Chipping it for Ignolfo, but that's blocked off. Now with it, Hubbard trying to turn. Stolen away though. Here comes Bosco, the shot. And jumping to haul it in was the keeper, Kalen Marquise. Julia Lester. Hess got in the way of that, deflected it out of play. Nelson up for the throw. This one played out, fighting for it. Thompson able to secure possession. It hops over to Zaz. She plays it to the outside of the box. Now trying to curl it back in. It's back to Zaz. She looks, she flips it the other side, and the header finds space, but the first person to it is an Eclipse Elite. Betters sends this in, but it's blocked off and sent right back away. And that'll come out for a throw. Here, take a look at this again. The blistering shot, and up to the task, the ODP keeper. Now this one run out along the end line. This will go for a corner. And check that, it's going to be a throw, I believe, just very low. And a long throw, working like a corner, headed up in the air and onto the top of the net. Looked like that was Jacqueline Thompson who got her head on it, but flipped it up a little bit too high and over the crossbar. Another set piece, though, that leads to a shot close for Tampa Bay. They've done very well on the set pieces. Nelson. Watch out now as Bosco has space, but it's cut out nicely. Wagner got over. Now a through ball, hoping and nearly getting to Lester, but it was cut out at the last possible moment. Emily Hess did well to recover. Now Zaz. Her in attempt is blocked off. Rebecca Cook got to it. And Angelina Dolce takes care. Wagner. Evangelista ahead. Zas. Evangelista again. She pulls off, lets Wagner take it. Trying to cross up, she gets tripped up. And Marissa Bosco with the foul. U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship brought to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of the U.S. Youth Soccer, and the presenting sponsor of the National Championship, Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Another free kick, and this is a long one looking for the potential header, and La Dolce gets just enough, but it's still free. Getting to it is Zaz. Her shot attempt is banged wide. So tough to try to control those one-timers going the opposite direction and be able to not only change its direction, but put it in the direction you want it to go. Now this is intercepted. Comes outside. Betters crosses it. Evangelista to this one. She plays it into the box. That's headed over top of Lester. Nice piece of defending. Lester was all alone in the middle of the box. Just not quite enough on that to clear the last defender between the two Tampa United players. Milazzo. Watch out here. Bosco stepping with it. Gives it to the top of the box. And right as Douglas tried to make her move, she was blocked off. Zas sprinting with it. Potential numbers here. She plays it wide. Got it to Lester. Crosses over, left-footed shot, rolls wide. Near side. As the defense had her pretty well surrounded, she tried to create some space for herself where there wasn't much there. As we take a look at this. Goal kick coming. Bounced away and now the other way. Ignofo sprinting down the sideline. Looking for someone to cross it into. She peels back, continuing to work back and forth. Into the box she goes. Ignofo still taking on all comers. Gets the shot away. And with some mustard on it, but it winds up going right into the belly of the keeper. Now a chance for a counter on the throw. But that stepped out. Navarro leaks it ahead. And Foster trying to work it, but let's take a look at this shot again. Ignofo, nice job to make a couple defenders miss and able to get a lot on that shot, considering the defense that was on her. As we have reached the midway point of the second half, and thus it is time for the hydration break. Both teams headed to their respective benches for a chance to cool off in this day that supposed to reach the mid-90s. There is a nice comfortable breeze that helps things out, but when you're playing, that's of little help. It's been a highly competitive back and forth second half so far. Tampa Bay United trying to hold on to this one goal advantage. As you see, the entire team's hurrying up and getting as much water in as they can. Let's take a look. There's been no goals here in this second half, but plenty of opportunities starting right from the get-go. Look at this play by Angelina DeLucci coming back and stopping what should have been a breakaway goal. And then a couple of shots here. As you're going to watch this one bounce, and this is going to go just wide, and I mean just to the left of the post on that long-range shot. Channing Foster gets it into Ignofo. Then the deflection here, that one was offsides, as it turned out anyway, after the deflection led it right to Ignofo, who was off. And then here in, gets it to the middle, but stamped out just at the last moment on a good piece of back defending by Thompson. Long range shot, snared by the keeper. And there you have it. Notice, after the first couple of chances, a lot of them have come from Eclipse Elite here recently. They are trying to find a way to solve the puzzle that has been Kaylin Marquise in the net. Nelson redirects it, and now it's cleared ahead. Zaz controls. And she was kicked, and now she goes down. Looked like she might have been kicked in the back of the leg. And they're going to go ahead and call for the medical staff. Gracie Zaz really played a nice game. The forward for Tampa Bay United had a few chances. As we'll get a look here and see if we can find out what happened. And yeah, they just got their legs tangled up, and oh, she went for the kick behind her, and it just looks like the knee came up and caught her in the upper hamstring area, as that's what she's stretching out now. Certainly something in the leg, but she appears to be walking it off and okay to restart. Sideline, Eclipse. Foster was looking to head that one on. Couldn't quite do it. Now it's played inside, turning. Ignofo gets it to Bosco. Couple of quick steps. She tries to shuffle it through the defense, but that's walled off. And then the final say is had by Jordan Evans. To the center. There's a shot, and it's wide. Sabanajic tried another long-range shot. Across her body a little bit. Tails high and wide. As you'll see it again. Off the nice feed, has some space. Has to get it off quickly, and perhaps the oncoming defender forced her to hurry it a little bit, and that's why it tailed left more than she wanted it to. Hubbard. Wagner. Advantage played by the referee. Back to Hubbard. Playing it through, flag is up. Tried to bend her run, but she couldn't quite squeak through in time. Played down the middle. That skips over the shoulder and gets to the defense. As coming back to play it, Samantha Betters. Ignofo finds it though. Rolling it deep. Can Eclipse get to it here? Shot blocked off easily. Sabanajic waiting. Now the whistle and a foul. And it appears as though we will both sides making some changes. Cassandra Rohan checking in. Elena Laxer as well. And the goal scorer, Elizabeth Wisman, on for Tampa Bay United. Here's the free kick just over the head of Wisman. And now that's headed forward. Head to knee control. And the Eclipse get it. But only as far as Nelson as she stops it and turns it back. Here's Zaz. Rolls it ahead. Lester. Gorzak racing forward, finding space. Now she'll chip it wide. Coming in for it is Foster. She plays it on. It's loose in front of the goal, bounced up in the air. Nelson gets ahead on it. Bosco lets it go. Milazzo, the shot off the post. It caught iron. Rohan puts it in the middle. Bosco trying to get to it, but a clearing attempt by Evangelista. It only gets as far as that front line. Taking it back, another shot blocked off. And now a big boot will send this loose. And we've got a whistle. And with Evangelista down, referee has awarded a free kick here just outside the 18, so the pressure continues. Just as you thought, Tampa had shrugged off that barrage. It's going to continue now with a free kick just about 20 yards out from goal. Tampa Bay will set the wall. As we'll get a look at the play in front. Bounced up in the air. Then here's a look at the foul. As that shot cracks just off the bottom of the goalpost. We've seen that a couple of times today. Look at that. 2 post jobs by Eclipse Elite. Coming up empty, though, thus far. The free kick up over the bar. Wall does its job, makes it difficult. Gave it a good ride, but could not have it come down just in time. And as always, good positioning by Marquise in net. She'll send it away. Controlled and played through. And a nice job. I think that was deflected, and yes, excellent piece of defending. As we're going to see this again, this is the free kick. Yeah, just got under it a bit. Was trying to loft it over the wall. That's tough to gauge, especially, actually, you'd rather be a little further back from goal if you're going to try to play it that way. As this rolls out for another goal kick. We do like to reiterate that the time on our scoreboard is not official. That's our best estimate of the time on the clock. The referee has the time, and she will blow the final whistle, which will be sometime at the 80th minute, plus whatever stoppage time she deems necessary. There have been a couple of injury breaks. Of course, the hydration break and no real goals. So, as that is deemed to go over the line, and that will be a goal kick. U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships brought to you by Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer, and by Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Eclipse Elite trying to drive again. That one's sent away. Stopped there by Nelson. Plays it ahead to Betters. Now Lester. Out wide to Wagner. She carries, avoids one would-be tackler. Now tries to turn on the Jets, but that gets taken away by Milazzo. Tampa Bay throw in. That time continues to melt off the clock. Eclipse Elite Black, who scored 20 goals in National League play in 2014. Looking for a way to just get one here and level this score. As that's run out. Last touched by Emily Hess. Dominique Nelson will take the throw. As that one's headed on. And Ignofo pleading her case, but that's going to be a throw in for Tampa. Here's Wisman. She scored the goal way back in the 4th minute. Has it taken away. It's been about 66 minutes since we've seen a goal. Wire to wire. Tampa trying to make this one goal stand up. Their goal has been under siege as of late, but they've stood tall. That was looked very close to a handball, but the whistle stays silent. Ignofo trying to split the defense. She gets around. And there's the keeper again, Kaylin Marquise, coming out and sealing it off. Nice fight through that time by Taylor Hubbard to win the ball back. Wisman trying to snag that. It'll go out. Eclipse elite throw. Nice sliding play. Pokes it out, but again, Eclipse elite coming down towards Tampa goal. As you watch again, play by the keeper, coming out when she had to. She was really the last line of defense in that situation. Didn't want to give too much of a net to shoot at. Now in the middle, just couldn't get it turned around. As that time a miss hit by Navarro. But she's still able to get it through. Finds it to Milazzo. Wanted to get it back to Navarro, but it was blocked. Substitution on here. Addie Johnson. In the corner, taken away by Wagner. Run out again, going for a throw. Shot blocked off. And Tampa Bay United will get possession. Look to try to build something here and hold on to the ball as we've got a substitution coming. Tampa Bay United making a change. Wait and see what the strategic move here is. As Danielle Gordon will get back into the match. Looks like Taylor Hubbard, the midfielder, coming out. So Gordon, listed as a forward, makes her way back on. Of course, at the youth level, those positions are not necessarily held to the strictest truth. As this is popped in the air. Player down for Tampa Bay. She's able to get to her feet as they press it forward. The fresh legs, Gordon charging on, but this one's played through. And the side judge giving the throw to Tampa Bay. As Nelson set to throw it in, just about 5 minutes remaining. Can Tampa hold on? Trying to make that one goal back in the 4th minute stand up. As player down right in front of the bench. It's Elena Laxer. She said she's okay, but the referee stopped play for her, so she'll have to check back in with the 4th official and come in as soon as he deems fit. Now Gordon helps escort that one out of play, wins the throw. And Laxer back in. Good to see. Nelson the throw. She gets it back. And now she directs the header beautifully, looking for Wisman. They're going to draw the foul. Nice play there on the deflection off the header by Nelson. Earning the free kick. And now Samantha Betters starts it into the middle. Lester knocked down. Milazzo leading the break. Has numbers forward. Rolls it in. Looking for Ignovo. They can't quite get it to her. Nelson stabbed it out. And then it's cleared away by Gordon. Eclipse Elite right back. This is sent into the box, and that's cleared off. Battle for it. Laxer laying out and using the body. And she's going to get called for the foul. Free kick awarded to Eclipse Elite Black. And here in the final few minutes, can Eclipse finally find the answer? Beach Academy and Beadling Wolfpack are tied at 1. So if this score stands, Tampa Bay would be the big victors here in Group B today. They would move into second place as this one is pulled in by the keeper. Entering the final day of group play tomorrow, they would find themselves controlling their own destiny for a spot in the semifinals on Saturday morning. This one's headed through. Lester the first one to get to it, and she plays it wide. Kept in play. Well done. Plenty of space to work with. They work it back towards the middle, cross into the box, header popped up, and that'll get out of play. Let's take a look at this again. The free kick. Catching practice for the keeper who had her lined up perfectly. Now a nice play by Gordon as she tries to fight her way through, but that's knocked off. Eclipse player down as play rages on. Ignovo taking it in and fought off nicely as Nelson was able to get back. She clears it ahead. Wisman trying to turn and coming through strong to knock that back out of play. But it will still be a throw. Tampa Bay United with possession. Throw in, headed on. And now it'll go over to Eclipse. Quick throw in. Time winding down. Moving towards the middle. That's booted. And now the board comes out to signal 3 minutes. 3 minutes of additional time expected. That's how long Tampa will have to keep up. Keeping their heads above sand. Since that hydration break, it has been an onslaught of chances for Eclipse Elite, but they just haven't been able to find the back of the net. Is this the time? On the hop. Pulled in by Marquise. Here's Wisman. Trying to play it through. That's stamped out. Turning, Foster. Now Gorzak, that's broken up. Trying to spin with it was Laxer. She can't control it, and now watch out down the side, Gorzak. Working it into the box on her own. And her crossing attempt is blocked off. Evangelista got in front of it, but a corner kick coming. As we'll take a look here. Does a nice job, get that right foot out. Poke it away. Have to concede that corner, not knowing who's behind her. And it looks like Laxer, who has taken a beating these past couple of minutes. They get Paige Leibel in here for this corner. Need all the able-bodied legs you have to try to jump and mark. Here's Hess. Into the box. And that's tough. As it doesn't make its way into the field of play, it'll go out for a goal kick. Tampa United with it. Flag is up. And that offsides has to be from a solid moment ago, because that time it certainly wasn't the case. Into the final minute or so. This could come to a close at any time. Hustling to it. And there is the final whistle. Tampa Bay United, 97 Premier with a 4th minute goal. Make it stand up. And they are the only team in Group B to get a victory on day 2. And they will control their own destiny as they move into the final day. Let's take a look back now at the highlights from today's match, starting with the opening goal all the way 76 minutes ago. In just the 4th minute, a deflection that beat the keeper and found the back of the net. Just watch at the great redirection. After the turnover, she's able to get in front of the clear attempt and just stab it through. And that was your game winner all the way back in the 4th minute. There were plenty of opportunities the other way. Here, of course, is another chance. Diving save by the big goalkeeper, Kaylin Marquise. She was phenomenal today. A couple of chance shots hit off the post. And early on, it could have been a big advantage as you see a couple of near misses by Tampa Bay United. They just couldn't find the back of the net. That was the tale of the first half. Then in the second half, the script completely flipped as you see all the opportunities that Eclipse Elite Black had in that second half. Had the goal under siege for the whole final 20 minutes. Just could never quite find the right combination to beat Marquise. Her and the defense put up the clean sheet as you see just how close Eclipse Elite Black came several times. Here's another set piece that sails just high. Certainly great effort given by the girls from Oak Brook, Illinois, but it was just not meant to be. So as we stand right now, Eclipse Elite Black is 1-1. They have 3 points in the group. Tampa Bay United with the win. They now have 4 points. Scratch that. They have 3 points in the group as they get the win after they come off the loss. So they have 3. Eclipse Elite have 3. And as it stands right now with a tie in the other group, Beach and Beating. Beach has 4. They are in first place with 4 points in the group. Beating would have 0. So Tampa Bay and Elite tied with 3 points, both in second place. It will come down to tomorrow. Nothing is decided in U16 Girls Soccer Groups A nor B. It certainly will be an exciting Thursday. It was definitely an exciting Wednesday. Lots of fun had here on the field at Field 11. U16 all day long. 2 boys games in the morning, 2 girls games in the afternoon, and they were all nail-biters right down to the end. It was a great day, and on behalf of our entire production team, U.S. Youth Soccer, and all those at Turbo Sports Group, I'm Jake Levy. Again, the final score from Field 11, Maryland SoccerPlex's final game of the day is 1-0. Tampa Bay United defeats Eclipse Elite Black. We will be back with more coverage from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships tomorrow, presented by the National Guard.